Well, and welcome back. And I know it's been a while since I've done a gameplay video, and honestly, I wanted to do something special. Growing up, I loved trains. Like, I really did love trains, and that desire came back to me after seeing a few videos of the Sodori orchestrated music videos that was done by the YouTuber whose name I shall put up somewhere on the screen. Anyway, it just brought back a ton of memories, and I realized that I had never actually played a Railroad Tycoon game. Well, that's actually not exactly true. I played Railroad Tycoon 3, but not the game. I played the demo. Y'all remember demos? That's how old I am. It was on one of the games, the demo was on one of the games I owned, and I just remember playing that demo over and over and over, trying to get as much out of it as I could, going out of my way to not fulfill in the mission objectives or whatever, because that would automatically bring it to an end. And funnily enough, that was just a time when you could do that kind of thing with demos, where generally there was, if not the whole game, a good chunk of it packed into a little demo disc or another game, and so long as you didn't do the objectives, you could quite literally play that thing for hours and get pretty much the whole experience. Anyway, after having all that nostalgia just come and hit me all at once, I decided to get the Railway Empire. And the main reason why I didn't get Railway Empire 2 is because, well, this one was cheaper, number one. Number two, I got all the DLC, and number three, I got a full and complete game for once. You know? Nothing early access, nothing still updating, just a full and complete game. And I cannot complain about that. So, I will admit, this isn't my first time playing it. I've played a little bit in the free mode and sandbox mode, just learning a few of the ropes because I wanted to do the campaign step by step with you all here watching me today. Anyway, let's get started. First campaign is going to be Chapter 1. All right. So 1863, that's where we're starting. Great Plains, Chapter 1.
The rest are just gold diggers who don't have a clue about how this business works.
Oh, and I have to say, talk about coming back to form. Like, no joke. This right here, like, the stylized characters, the characters that when they're in your way.
I did an evaluation of the contenders, and I am the best choice.
Yeah, basically they brought back characters with personality, and they say these quotes that, oh my lord, it's just so good to see this all again. Y'all don't even understand. Anyway, let's get started.
In 1863, on the banks of the Missouri River, the last chapter in the monumental undertaking of the Transcontinental Railroad began. The workers of the Union Pacific Railroad began laying their tracks westward from Omaha through the wild heart of the North American continent. Massive challenges awaited them. Away from all civilization, the country was vast, the weather ruthless, and the challenges tremendously energy-sapping. But there was a masterstroke of modern engineering to be accomplished. To tame the wilderness and to conquer it with steel, fire, and steam. Never before had anything like this been ventured, but the time was ripe.
All right.
Greetings. My name is Thomas Clark Durant. Exactly, the head of Union Pacific. We will go down in history as the ones who created the Transcontinental Railroad. And that, my friend, is your job as chief engineer. I can't supervise everything here on site right now, as I have to meet with some politicians in Washington. First, you should familiarize yourself with the basic controls. Move the camera in all directions.
All right. So there's gonna be a lot of cuts initially, mainly because, as you can see, my avatar is in the corner here. And considering how much time and effort it took to get this thing set up, to get the character set up in OBS and whatnot, I'm not moving this thing around for different recordings. I'm keeping it right where it is. And maybe at some point or another, I'll re-record this to show you exactly what these characters look like. But anyway, let's get started.
Now test the camera's zoom function.
Talk about, like, look at this. Talk about memories. Anyway, like, this.
You can also rotate the camera. Give it a try. Very good. Now you know the basic controls. Your first task is to create a rail connection between Omaha and Norfolk to the northwest. Both cities will need a station for this. You already have a station in Omaha, but you still need to build one in Norfolk. To do this, switch to building construction mode.
Here we go. Now I know you got to put it quite literally as close to the center of town as you can. And let's see, a little bit of an angle because, yeah, I want to keep the price of getting these tracks down.
Very good. Now the two stations need to be connected with tracks. To do this, switch to track construction mode. Now plan the tracks between the stations in Norfolk and Omaha. To do this, select the two station tracks one after the other. Then pay for your track planning.
I wonder, would it be cheaper for me if I just... Oh, dang it. So, 55,000. So yeah, it would be cheap, as I suspected. So we're gonna go start here. That's 54,000. Let's see. Just gotta remember that number again. 55, yeah. So it's gonna be cheaper to do it like this. And of course it suffers from that same issue that Railroad Tycoon 3 suffered from. That issue being, you can't complete the tracks the way you want to. well, we shaved off at least 1,000, so...
Now create your first train so that you can set up a rail line between your stations. Initially, your train only exists on paper. It's not much use to you without a locomotive.
Huh. Now, add a locomotive. Ah, yeah, so we're not starting with the initial starting locomotives, because good lord, the starting locomotives just... I'll be honest though, one of the things that kind of is disappointing, and maybe it's because I have to unlock them, but I played a long, like 2-day game of this game, and there's honestly not as many locomotives as you would hope. Like, there's none of the A4, like, even Railroad Tycoon 3 had more options. Like, there's no A4 Pacific, there's none of the A4 Pacifics, there's none of the, like, Pennsylvania Railroad T1s. Like, there's the kind of unique locomotives that you'd like to see, you don't see. Anyway. So. Alright, so we got that.
Very good. Now you can see the journey your train will take. If there is something to transport, the train will automatically take it.
Alright. Just gotta watch you go. I do like this though. You can ride along on the train.
However, as each locomotive needs water, sand, and lubricant on its journey, you have to place a supply tower along the route.
Here we go.
Very good. Your train is now traveling between Omaha and Norfolk. But you can do even more. Each city needs goods from the surrounding area. For example, every city needs corn. Look, there is a corn farm near Omaha. Until now, the corn has made it to the city in the conventional way, but we want to change that. Now construct a rural train station in the marked location with a corn farm within its radius. Now connect the new rural train station to the station in Omaha.
I do like this though. This, I remember I didn't, even as a kid, I didn't understand Railroad Tycoon 3's, like, economics, but trying to get things from one place to another. But this game does it so much better. Like, it gives you exactly what you need, where you need it. Like, it gives you exactly what this thing, what this thing does, what's in the radius, how you can get both it. Like, I love this about this game. Man, it's essentially Railroad Tycoon 4, or I guess if the series had continued, we'd probably be at like 6 or 7 by now. Though, again, like with a lot of beloved series from my childhood, they probably would be ruined, to say the least. Anyway. So we're gonna go from here. I wonder how much would it be just for direction? 30,000. Let's see if we can cut it down. So we're gonna go here, here. Oh, that's more expensive. Let's try that. Oh, wait. 30. Dang. 30,000. $645. So if we were to... That's disappointing, but... Ugh. Yeah, I dislike how this curves all the time. Can't get it to just go straight. So... Yeah, looks like we're gonna have to go for the automatic one this time. Now, hey.
And now things are getting tricky as we have to deal with a logistical problem. As Norfolk should also enjoy fresh corn, there will soon be 2 trains traveling on the stretch of track between Omaha and Norfolk. Of course, this will then result in a conflict.
All right.
Since trains cannot travel through each other, you'll need a sidetrack between Omaha and Norfolk. This consists of 1 parallel track and 2 signals.
All right.
First, create a sidetrack. It needs to be at least long enough for a fully loaded train.
Track construction. So we're gonna go from, say, here to about here. Okay, so we created a sidetrack. Yeah, I got the sidetrack for both. What's next? Okay, I did it the wrong way. Okay. So, let's... I just did that. I'm guessing I gotta make sure it fits now.
Excellent. However, your trains won't necessarily use the sidetrack, as they generally always take the shortest route. For this reason, you'll also have to specify the direction of travel on each parallel track. Now open Building Construction mode and set up a signal in the highlighted area pointing in the direction of the switch. Trains will then be able to stop here when the single track is in use. Now make sure that the track can only be traveled in one direction. For this purpose, set the signal so that trains coming from the opposite direction cannot pass. Excellent. Now do the same on the parallel track so that each parallel track has a different direction. Place a second signal in the highlighted area and block the track to trains coming from the opposite direction.
There we go.
Very good. I'm sure that it wasn't at all easy. You will soon come to realize that signals are an important aid in guaranteeing smooth rail operations. You will find more information and tips under Hints and Tips.
Oh, diamond crossing.
Now assemble a new train and give it a locomotive and a rail line. Your new rail line should run via Omaha to Norfolk so that the people of Norfolk can be supplied with corn.
All right. Okay, so I'm gonna make another parallel line first. That's gonna be necessary. You. Now, we need signals. And then on the other end, to prevent them from coming into this way, there we go. That shouldn't be a conflict, I believe. Yeah, that shouldn't be a conflict. Now, Let's see. One supply tower. Gonna need that. And now we just need a train. So we need it from Rural Station. Oh, no. We need a new train. So it's gonna go from Rural through Omaha, Norfolk, and I guess, you know what, back through Omaha. Yeah, that should be enough. Like, it should be able to bring stuff back and forth. Now let's add a locomotive.
Excellent. The corn farm will automatically make use of your train because the cities along your rail line are demanding corn. Conventional transportation is much more costly for the farm. We're still missing something. Locomotives wear out over time and need to be regularly maintained so they can perform their duties more reliably. For this purpose, there needs to be at least one maintenance building on each rail line where locomotives can be serviced if necessary. Construct such a maintenance building at your station in Omaha now. To do this, select the station itself and expand the station with this building.
Oh. Oh boy, yeah.
Right. We've been lollygagging for long enough. I need to return to Washington for further miserable negotiations with our representatives of the people. I've written a task list for you. Take a look at it and complete the tasks within the given time period. Do not disappoint me.
All right, let's get started. So, connect Omaha. We got what? We got to get that done by next year. Omaha to Rock Springs. Transport without stop. An express line. Well, then that means we got to go to the tip. There it is. Express trains. So, how do we set those? So basically build an express line between who again? Cheyenne and Rock Springs. Alright, Cheyenne and Rock Springs. So, first task, Omaha, North Platte, Cheyenne to Omaha. Alright. I think I'm gonna cut it here, because this was just to get started. We're gonna be continuing on from where we left off, and I'm gonna try and see if I can get this done as quickly as possible. And since time's ticking even as I speak, I'm gonna put it there. All right. So let's get started. I thank you for joining me on this, and this has been Jeremiah Samuel Tone. And I thank you for spending some time with me at the Exclusion Zone.